Hello everyone, Auvbri here and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. This time around we are doing a huge collaboration with a bunch of other simmers. So this is the Spring Collab collaboration build, and it is, as I said, with a bunch of other simmers. So we're about 100 simmers who are doing all of these spring collaboration builds. So you can search on the gallery with the hashtag spring collab to find all of the builds and to everybody who's been involved in this. And it was super cool. The rule is we can build whatever we want. We can use CC. We don't have to use CC. We just have to use the hashtag spring collab, and you had to do a spring inspired build. So I thought that now that it's finally starting to become spring, at least here in Denmark and around the world, and we have this whole thing with the coronavirus, that I wanted to bring somewhat of a happiness and, you know, just a happy build to this collaboration. So I decided to do a kind of a flower farm. So we have this spring farm that is specializing in flowers. So you're gonna see, and you could probably see it in the thumbnail as well, but we're gonna have like this nice little bluish farmhouse up on the top of the hill here, and we're gonna create these fields of flowers that would be harvested for spring. So yeah, it's a nice little house. It's a fun little build. It didn't take too long to do. And honestly, I totally forgot about this build, that I had to do it. So I did it last night, really late into the night, and tried to make it as cool and as pretty as possible, because again, with this whole debacle with all the freaking corona, which is just horrible, by the way, but I just wanted to, you know, to bring a little spark of joy into your day-to-day life. So we're working on the roofing pieces here. If you know me and if you've been with the channel for a while, you know that roofing is just the worst for me. I hate doing roofing pieces. I don't know why. I always feel like my roofing is just, it's wrong. It's like it's not fitting right, if that makes sense. It's just, yeah, I don't know. There's something about it that I just don't like, and I'm not particularly good at it. Unfortunately, I really tried to make this roofing piece look somewhat better than what I normally do. We do have a slight hiccup in the front there, but you don't really notice it unless you look for it. It still looks like part of the build, and there's no water or anything coming through if you have the Seasons expansion pack either. I decided to use a lot of the items from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, because mostly the windows and the overall design and architecture of the different items that came with that pack worked really well with what I was trying to do with this house. Now, going into the house here, we do have a very small house. So it's a 1-bedroom house. We have a toilet / bathroom, and we have like a kitchen, living room area, and that's kind of it. So it's only meant for 1 or 2 sim, but I would imagine a old couple living here, like having a really good time with this flower farm arrangement, and you know, just spending their time in the fields, you know, caring for flowers, selling flowers. The only thing that I noticed that I haven't put into the build was when I was doing the video tour, that would have made so much sense to put in, was a flower arranging table. You can put that in yourself on the porch area. That would definitely complete this build. I don't know why I didn't think to put it in, but you know, it's not there. So you can definitely put that in yourself if you so choose to. Now, I've created this nice little road, fake road area up to the house, because this house is on a hill. We also created a nice sloping formation with the rocks and tons of flowers in different colors. And I thought, you know what, since this is a flower spring farm, having all of these bunch of different flowers would be really amazing. Now, I did skip ahead here because there was very tedious work to place all of those yellow flowers in lines like that. And then we delved into the deep dark mode, that is the debug, to find some items that we could use for this build. Excuse me, I have a bug in my throat. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, we went into debug mode and I found all of these really cool items that I just thought, you know what, these would fit perfectly into this farm. So we had this fencing that had these nice plants wrapped around it. I found these cabbages, which I thought looked really cool as well, just to have something different, you know, so it wasn't flowers everywhere. Because, you know, cabbages and stuff like that can grow everywhere and each year, all season long, every season's almost. So I thought that would just be a good stable to have that as a kind of, you know, backup when the flowers are kind of dead in the winter. But yeah, debug mode, there's a lot of cool items in here. We definitely used a lot of the items from the flower plant section of it, from the different expansion packs, but I tried to use most of the debug modes items from Cats and Dogs and the base game. I also did use a bit from Get Together, but not too much. This one here was from what is it called, Outdoor Retreat. I thought these looked really cool, just to kind of, you know, fence everything off. And then I found a wider, more pale version of it with these paler tree trunks instead, and I thought that just looked so good. So we kind of, you know, rounded it off so it wouldn't be the sloping hill going down. And then I was looking for a hay bale. I know that we had like a hay bale or haystack type of thing in The Sims, but I just couldn't for the life of me find it. So I actually turned off the recording for a while, and by the time that I had found the haystack, I had done so much work to the exterior in front of the build. So I took a lot of extra shots of the exterior work that I did in this build for the outro tour, so you can kind of see how everything turned out in the end. Going inside now that we're actually done with the exterior, I had a bit of trouble finding out what I wanted to do with the interior, because it is a weirdly shaped house. We have a lot of nooks and crannies sticking out of the house for the architectural feature for the outside, which actually made it very difficult for the inside to furnish, but we made it work in the end. And we have some places where it doesn't really make sense to put any furniture, so I just, you know, decorated around it. We moved the kitchen over here to this part of the build, and I decided to use the stovetop and the fridge from the Realm of Magic pack, which was a pack that I haven't actually played around with too much yet, not gameplay wise, but I do use a lot of the items from it because I think the items are really cool. But going into this build, I wanted the interior to not be too overly, you know, old school. Like, I wanted to still have a modern or like a modern element, at least, you know, a modern farmhouse element to it. So I tried to mix those two styles really well, especially with colors and having to balance the whites and the blues and the tree colors. I tried to balance everything out so, you know, everything would just fit a bit better into the whole grand scheme of things. There's no kitchen. There's no electronics inside of this house, so we don't have a television or a computer or any sort of things like that, but you can definitely put it in if you choose to get this build. You can also expand the house upstairs as well, would make a lot of sense. I just decided not to. And we have a little seating area here in the front. Of course, we have two main doors into the build as well. But here you have the build. Again, this is a part of the huge spring collaboration with a bunch of simmers. I think we're about 100 different builders doing builds for this collaboration. So use the hashtag spring collab to find every one of the collaboration builds. There's a lot of amazing simmers out there who are part of this challenge, so definitely go check out every one of them on YouTube or Tumblr or wherever else they decide to post their stuff. Twitch, maybe live stream, stuff like that. But on the gallery, definitely use the hashtag SpringCollab to find all of the builds. I'm gonna link my builds in the description down below, and in the description on the gallery I've also written what you should do to find all of the other builds, at least the hashtags. So definitely be sure to check that out. And here we have it from the front. I think this build turned out really cool, and I can definitely see the spring vibes in it. So again, links to the download in the description down below, or you can just search my origin ID, which is Auvbri. And while we take a look at the last of the video here, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this build. I hope you're all doing well out there in the quarantine or whatever your country is doing, and just have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye guys.